Joey Only from Interior Weather and Wilderness Watchers, sitting just south of Clearwater watching developing thunderstorm lines. Pretty windy here, and I'm not convinced that this particular storm is coming this way. It's gonna just miss us maybe. I'm hoping to get a little bit of lightning show though. I can see the rain line right in there, so it's not far. Might be able to start hearing it soon. Dark in there, up to this way. See what happens today. 3 consecutive lows moving through BC. Cold fronts, expecting snow tomorrow in some places. And it's been really hot, so these storms might fire hard. It's pretty early, it's only 10 o'clock in the morning. There's thunder there, right on. Thunder! Ooh, there's lightning. Seemed like 15 seconds maybe. Five kilometers, I could believe that. With that sound of thunder, that loudness. Thunder only travels about 10 kilometers audibly for us during the daytime. Sometimes a little further if it's a big strike. At nighttime, thunder tends to travel easier. You can hear it a little further away. Oh, the whole area from here to Prince George seems to be lighting up at different times, different cells, but a lot of activity for the morning. Ooh, there was one. That was cloud ground, CG, on the mountain ridges across. That was a pretty good stroke of lightning. First real good one I've seen this year, I think. Holy, cloud ground. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 count. 7 kilometers. Boom. Everything I've seen so far has been cloud ground. I haven't observed for sure any CC, cloud. Only 2 kinds of lightning, cloud ground and cloud. No such thing as heat lightning. That's just lightning in the distance, lighting up a cloud or lighting up the rain it's wrapped in. You can't hear it, it's too far away. At nighttime, light travels far. Holy! 4. So that's about 8 kilometers, that one. Getting close. We're definitely in the danger zone here. Lightning could strike across the valley. Not in a very safe spot. I don't want to stay here too much longer. Too many bad experiences with lightning for this guy. Gone quiet again for a minute. Breathe out, breathe in. How the storm survives. Its life cycle.
Well, whether it's hot, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, Frankie's got the weather we got. Wait a minute. Well, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, Frankie's got the weather, whether or not. There it is.
Hello there. You're listening to the Comedeorological Report. What is the Comedeorological Report? Well, first you take some comedy. It's something that I invented. And then you take some meteorology and you mix the two together, you get comedeorology. It's a new legitimate science created by Joey Only, me, your host. Your other host, Frankie MacDonald, ready to come on the line. And our comedeorologist, Brandon Houck in Alberta is already with us. We got more people coming on. It's going to be a good show. You're listening to us in CFUR in Prince George, Saturday, 10 a.m. Maybe you're catching us at noon in Winnipeg on CKUW 95.9 FM. Well, hey, maybe 2 hours later, which is also noon in Vancouver, you'll catch us at 100.5 CFRO. And then we repeat once again. We repeat again at 4 o'clock on Tuesdays on CFUR. All right, I'm through that. So it's been quite a week, and there's going to be lots to talk about. We've got, of course, regulars in the group, and we've also got this week, following up on our story last week about Mountains Not Mines, we have Ryan Blomfield who's come on, and he's organizing a, how do you call it? It's a comedy show that is going to be for the
You can't say it without saying comedy.
Comedeorology. It's going to be a comedeorological show, is what it's going to be that he's putting on. The first ever comedeorological show. So before we get to everybody, let's start with Frankie MacDonald. Frankie MacDonald, how you been, buddy? How's your week been?
I'm doing Nova Scotia. Girlfriend's going to go through for Monday. Then warm air fights back, cold air fights back again. And over in Lethbridge, Alberta, there's a lot of snow in Lethbridge, Medicine Hat, Crow's Nest Pass, and all these places right now. It's been a lot of snow in southern Alberta and western Montana and up in the mountains in those places.
How many videos did you make this week for weather reports?
I just did one for Regina.
This is Frankie Frankie MacDonald, my own TV station, live from Sydney, Nova Scotia. Snowstorm is headed towards Regina, Saskatchewan, Thursday, May 20th, 2021. It's going to bring quite a bit of snow in Regina, Saskatchewan. Right now, it's really, really hot in Regina, Saskatchewan. Then the cold front's going to go through on Thursday. That's going to start off as rain. It's going to change over to snow. We'll continue on to Friday, May 21st, 2021. In Regina, Saskatchewan, it's going to bring lots of snow. Winds are going to be pretty strong. It's going to bring blowing drifted snow. It's going to bring lots of snow in Regina, Saskatchewan. You'll be careful driving your vehicles in Regina, Saskatchewan, and the surrounding areas as well. Make sure to wear your warm clothes. Don't put away your warm clothes yet, because cold air is headed for Regina, Saskatchewan, Thursday, May 20th, 2021. I want everyone to dress very warm, and the rain will change over to snow. It's going to bring quite a bit of snow in Regina, Saskatchewan, and the surrounding areas as well, because it's going to bring a lot of snow in Regina and the surrounding areas as well. Dress very warm, wear warm clothes. Don't even walk too far. Make sure if your device is charged. Put the salt on the road and things like that. Put lots of salt on the road. If everybody lives in Regina, Saskatchewan, be prepared for a snowstorm on Thursday, May 20th, 2021. Take care, stay safe. Don't get caught in a snowstorm, be safe.
It's like freezing rain, cold temperatures, and another one for Churchill, Manitoba.
This is Frankie MacDonald, my own TV station, live from Sydney, Nova Scotia. Major winter storms head towards Churchill, Manitoba on Tuesday, May 18, 2021. It's going to bring 20 plus centimeters of snow more in Churchill, Manitoba, surrounding areas. It's going to bring blowing drifted snow, reduced visibility. It's going to cause dangerous and treacherous driving conditions in Churchill, Manitoba. It's going to bring howling winds, blowing snow, drifted snow. There'll be lots of snow drifts in Churchill, Manitoba, and the surrounding areas as well. I want everyone in Churchill, Manitoba to be prepared. Make sure to wear your winter gear when you go outside. And make sure to order your pizzas and Chinese food as well, because there will be a lot of snow in Churchill, Manitoba. Make sure you have your smartphones, tablets, laptops charged, such as Samsung Galaxies, because it's going to bring a lot of snow in Churchill, Manitoba. Make sure you have your shovels ready, snow plows ready, salt trucks ready as well. I want everyone to be very careful in Churchill, Manitoba, because there's a major snowstorm headed towards Churchill, Manitoba on Tuesday, May 18, 2021. There'll be howling winds, blowing snow, drifting snow, reduced visibility, dangerous, treacherous driving conditions. If everybody lives in Churchill, Manitoba, be prepared for a major snowstorm on Tuesday, May 18, 2021. Take care, stay safe. Don't get caught in a major snowstorm. Stay warm, be safe.
So the show is being recorded on the 20th of May, and right now I'm watching the Leafs and Canadiens game still going on. So the show's, we're recording it on the 20th. It airs on YouTube on the 21st. It airs on CFUR on the 22nd. And then the 25th is when you'll catch it in Winnipeg. So the stories are a little bit behind, but that's okay. Frankie, what about BC? What happened in the week I was here, but I want to hear your take on it.
Weather got colder in British Columbia, in Washington and Oregon, all the way down Southern California.
What's the big weather stories this week coming, Frankie, you think?
That means they had snow in Otago region, New Zealand. Up around Queenstown, New Zealand, they're getting snow because their winter starts on June 21st. Their winter's the opposite in Southern Hemisphere to Northern Hemisphere, because things are backwards in New Zealand.
What about Africa this week?
Chance of showers is hit by cyclone, COVID-ravaged cyclone.
Good. Craziness everywhere. Brandon Houck.
Yes,
Houck, weatherman
I am
from
here.
Alberta. You've had quite a week, and we want to hear about all of it.
Oh boy, it has been a wild week here in southern Alberta with weather. Almost everything but the kitchen sink has happened here in this province, and it continues in Saskatchewan, as Frankie mentioned as well. So earlier this week, we had our first actual severe thunderstorms of the season, Monday into Tuesday. We had one kind of scoot by the Edmonton area, drop about nickel-size hail, and even some strong gusty winds there. And then again on Tuesday, we had another one that went from about Innisfail right through Stettler into Lloydminster, and that as well dropped about nickel-size hail and strong gusty wind. We had multiple thunderstorms across the south. Now, the thing is very hot air. Like, we actually reached 30 degrees for the very first time this year in southern Alberta, with temperatures like 32 degrees. And even Saskatchewan, I think Moose Jaw, the hot spot in Canada this week, at 33 stinking degrees. So that's been the story there. Now, as we went into Tuesday, this area of low pressure decided to drop in for a visit. And this area of low pressure basically developed a pretty intense area of precipitation in the Edmonton area, which first off started off as rain on Tuesday. Then it made its transition over to snow, and it was heavy enough that we had tree branches breaking. It wasn't a good situation there, especially Tuesday night and Wednesday. Now, in southern Alberta, the very strong winds wrapping in around that area of low pressure produced wind gusts of 90 kilometers an hour, and it's been so dry that the dust was blown across the highway, reducing the visibility next to nothing. Nobody could see. People were pulling off the road because of the visibility of that blowing dust. So that's been the story on Tuesday, and then the temperature started to go down. Now, the next system arrived on today out of Montana, and that same system is producing the snow and the freezing rain issues in Saskatchewan tonight. They've even had thunderstorms today, even severe thunderstorms with the temperature at 4 degrees near Weyburn, Saskatchewan just a couple of hours ago, which is unbelievable. And then we've had this snowfall all day long today. Already reports of 25 centimeters of snow at Waterton Park Gate at this hour, and it's still snowing at this time, and people are out camping in that. So good luck to them, at least. The other thing is the snow is going to persist overnight tonight and push its way across Saskatchewan. So some areas in the Cypress Hills could also get about 30 centimeters of snow. We've got about a couple centimeters here, so in the Brooks area, but it's not going to be too much of an impact at all for us. But yeah, it's just basically a nuisance. The wind's not much of an issue with this one, thankfully, because with the snow stacking up on the trees, that's going to also cause tree branches to snap again here in the southeastern corner of the province. And then we're not done yet. As this system moves out, we finally start seeing those temperatures reprieve, and then the next system comes in Sunday into Monday for southern Alberta, and this one's going to be another rain event. Looks like model predictions at least 20 to 30 millimeters of rain, and this time we're going to have a very strong wind on the backside of this low that's going to gust at least, I'd say, 50 to 60 kilometers an hour, and that's going to allow for kind of miserable conditions for a holiday Monday and the next week. And looks like the atmosphere remains quite a bit unstable afterwards, so that means more showers, more thunderstorms. It's May in Alberta.
That Montreal just scored a shorthanded goal with 7 minutes left to go in the game. I'm not impressed. We had a mixed bag, everything here in BC this week as well, of course. Stories that included possible water spouts off the coast down south, including thunderstorm activity at midnight in Vancouver several nights ago that I'm sure Ronnie will have some details on. There was snow in the mountains here. I'm in Clearwater again, Clearwater, BC. We've seen Monday, I saw my first cloud to ground lightning of the year. So I was not maybe quite as excitable as Brandon was 2 weeks ago when he saw his first lightning of the year, but I was pretty excitable. So we're going to go through all our guests here. So I want to ask you about your experience of the weather this week, Mariah Blomfield. You made a video. We'll get back to you to talk to you about. What you're doing with the stop the coal mining in the Rocky Mountains. But first, your experience of the weather this week.
Oh, it's been beautiful. It's in every respect. So I was trying to show this. It's there's some big fat flakes coming down here in Claresholm, Alberta right now.
Wow.
But here's the thing. The only thing they're sticking to metal. As soon as they hit pavement or dirt or grass or leaves, well, no, they stick to leaves. But this is moisture, folks. It's not miserable. It's not miserable at all. This is beautiful. This is exactly what the Eastern Slopes needs right now, is some extra moisture and maybe a few less people in the Crown Lands camping who are drunk and throwing their cans all over this weekend. So all in all, it's pretty much a positive report on this side. I mean, I'm kind of a bit, jaded. I think moisture's good.
Yeah, well,
I
it is.
think
It
I
is.
think minus 30 would be a problem, but right now it's -1.
Speaking of which, if you're still there, Brandon, what's the news in the wildfires this week?
Tomahawk is contained at least, and it's not a problem anymore because they had over 50 millimeters of rain on that, so that helped that one out. The Prince Albert one, that is still out of control, but I think they've evacuation alerts dissipated there too. The fires in Manitoba that are still burning, they're going to get some pretty good beneficial precipitation this week, and so we should see some improvement on that too, which is good.
Speaking of Manitoba, Joe Stover, are you there?
I'm here.
Yes, we can. Looks like you're in Churchill right now.
I am, yeah. I just finished a solid shift of shoveling. We had about, they're saying like, we're trying to figure out exactly how much snow fell, because if you look at the Environment Canada website, it says that 17 millimeters fell, which we had no millimeters yesterday. We were definitely into the centimeters. We were probably somewhere in the, so it was quite a wallop of snow, but the sun is shining. It's +3 right now, and we got that high just sitting right on top of us. So it's, other than all that snow, it's very pleasant.
Springtime in Canuckistan.
You got that right. Yeah, like you were talking about May in Alberta, Mr. Houck, and May in Manitoba was sure something the other day. We had a blizzard here. We had 30-degree temperatures in Winnipeg, and all over southern Manitoba was that air advisory, because there's a ton of fires that are burning right now. So Manitoba really showing its size this week, that's for sure.
Well, BC's been much the same with snow. Well, we had Burns Lake get quite a bit of snow there on Monday, and I have a video there. Maybe I'll have to do a lot of editing to put the beeps in, because in Dusty Gagnon's video, he's swearing quite a bit about the nature of having snow at this late of the year. And I feel that. I mean, I'm not in Wells, so I've come down a couple thousand feet from the mountains, and I'm happy to have missed the snow that happened up home on the other side of the range here. Speaking of the complete opposite of snow, Trey Campbell's down in Houston, Texas there. He's the radio producer for ESPN. How's been your weather?
Terrible. Absolutely awful. It's
Look
just
what it
been
did to your
raining.
hair.
Yeah, it's that's a result of the humidity and the rain, and my hair is like this now because it's raining all the time, and I hate it. And there's been flash flood warnings, tornado warnings. There was a tornado that touched down like 15 minutes away from me in Crosby. I live in Baytown. That's about 15 minutes from me. Apparently a small tornado touchdown. So it's just been the worst.
That's not too common in Houston itself.
No, it's not. I don't think it was a major tornado. I think it was sort of like one of those, what do you call them? Those small tornadoes. But yeah, one
I think
saw it
they're
on the
technically
news.
called small tornadoes.
Yeah. I saw it on the news that a small tornado touched down in Crosby, Texas, which is right down the street from me. Yeah, I'm not too worried about it though. It's been, there was some street flooding on my street. The roads were not impassable. It's been absolutely atrocious. There's been lightning storms. I mean, I guess it's not atrocious if you like that kind of weather, but for me, I can't let my dog out, and he whines because there's so much rain. And, but other than that, it's I'm hoping it'll change next week. But there's been a lot of hailstorms around Texas. Our good buddy Ben Campbell actually had a hail break a window in his truck up in Big Spring, Texas. That's relatively north of me. Luckily, there hasn't been any hail here. Hail is the enemy of all things, and we've avoided the hail. So yeah, but it's just been constant rain, and humidity, and I hate it.
Well, there was some absolutely giant hail in Mexico this week. I seen that. I don't know if I've ever seen a hailstone quite like it. It was gross. So I think I was going to call this episode "The Battle of Canada," Yeah, that's what's been going on with this NHL season because of COVID. It's only been Canadian teams playing Canadian teams. So we're going to have 2 rounds of Canadian teams playing Canadian teams. Who's going to walk out the winner of the Battle of Canada? Right now, it's not looking good for the Leafs. There's 3 minutes left to go in the third period, and they're down 2-1. And I think, though, Montreal just took a penalty. So I'm going to be watching it at one eye for the next little while. But as the Battle of Canada went on, one of the things I was saying happened this week is we had thunderstorms in Vancouver at nighttime. Ronnie, Grigg, did you happen to see any of these thunderstorms at nighttime?
I certainly did. I certainly did see them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here
it,
in Vancouver. Good to see everyone. And yeah, I want to say I survived it. I'm okay. Stop the phone calls. I'm gonna be fine, man. We did have a thunderstorm in Vancouver. I say that because it's like I grew up in, I'm an upper middle Canada boy. I grew up in Sudbury, Ontario, and I remember when one of the first years I moved to Vancouver, I think it was 1996, there was a thunderstorm and it made the front page of the newspaper. And I thought, like, is that really news out here, right? And not really understanding that the ocean effect, the temperature of ocean makes, causes it,
we call it the moderating
to be very temperate here, and thunderstorms are a rare occurrence.
The moderating
influence of the ocean. You saw me struggling there.
Which is why it's sort of rare for Trey Campbell to have had tornadoes in his neighborhood because he's so close to the Gulf of Mexico. What have you been working on, Ronnie?
Well, I've been working on, I've just been working on projects with a nonprofit that I've incorporated. Since the park has shut down, I've really, Joey, quite honestly, I've done this for a long time, and this frontline work. And when I get into really intense projects, I need longer periods of time to kind of regroup and recover. So I've mainly been working on, I just kind of walk in the neighborhood and say hi to people and whatnot, but I haven't been actually picking up shifts and doing supervised consumption shifts and so on. So I've been working on a project that is an app for access to harm reduction services, just a basic map of if someone is looking for drug user services, then they can look on their phone, whether it's an outreach worker referring someone or someone who's an end user. So that is ready to launch. It's in beta testing right now. And so that's mainly what I've been working on.
But take all the time you need, because as you know, it's stressful being on the front line there, and it's traumatic. It can be hard on you. You got to take some time and do your thing, right? So, and that's why you've been at it so long. You know how to disengage a little. The Battle of Canada, it's a battle of life and death. It's a battle of Toronto and Montreal. It's a battle against the elements. It's a battle against coal companies who are trying to establish themselves in the foothills. Everyone stick around and let's all talk to Ryan Blomfield. He's in Claresholm, Alberta, where it's snowing right now. He's got nowhere else to go, so he can answer all your questions. You're listening to the Comedeorological Report on CFUR 88.7 FM in Prince George, on CFRO 100.5 FM in Vancouver, and on CKUW 95.9 in Winnipeg. Ryan, tell us about this project that you're working on, this comedy show.
Hey, there's so many things to talk about. I'll try and be succinct. First of all, Joey, just call me Rye. My mom called everybody else just calls me Rye.
Okay, I don't want to be like your mom, so yeah.
Wait, what did you just ask me?
No,
you do want to be like my mom. She's a good lady.
You're making, well, I'm sure. But,
yeah, well, can I start?
I don't want to be your mom.
I got to start from the beginning. I can't talk about the comedy show without talking about the not-for-profit. I am, well, not I, a small, tight-knit group of people are just about to launch. We just incorporated Water Not Coal Society, based here in Claresholm, but based in Southern Alberta. And so we're just about to launch our website. Hopefully, if I stay up late tonight and hash it out with my VP, Leanne, the website will go live by the time this is live in Winnipeg anyway. I want to talk about waternotcoal.ca. We're about to launch a website, and we've got a bunch of t-shirts for sale, $25 a piece. Can you see that okay?
Yeah, it looks awesome.
You read it?
The Rocky Mountains.
Yeah, it says the Rocky Mountains are for sale Just $1 a metric ton is all you got to pay. You can have as much coal as you need. This guy, he's our top sales guy right here.
Kenny.
So for $1 a ton, anyways, no, this is the t-shirt fundraiser. We just got these printed. I've got like my lights here trying to make it work. waternotcoal.ca. So we are the Water Not Coal Society. These are $25 a pop. And hopefully by Monday morning, you'll be able to go to our website and buy these. All funds are going to our operational costs so that we can host a bunch of educational and advocacy events throughout the summer. So what we do is we bring in some awesome musicians, some great keynote speakers. We have COVID safe events outdoors. Come on, live music right there on the Eastern Slopes. It's a beautiful thing. So that's the t-shirts. And then coming up on June 4th, which is what you were asking about, we've got a Comedeorological. Oh, I still have a hard time saying it. We got a comedy thing going on June 4th, Friday night. I think we're going to do it at 7 p.m. Mountain. And our headliner is this really cool dude out of Utah. You got to look him up if you've never heard of Rodney Norman. Rodney Norman, Norman. He's a genius. He's actually a master's of philosophy and one heck of a good comedian to boot. And he's going to be our headliner. He's going to just be a Zoom. I'm trying to get my buddy Jeremy Furlong to commit, but he's actually on his way up to Nunavut for a job, for his real job. He's not sure if he's going to have decent internet and whatnot, but we've got Jeremy. We've got some others lined up. I might even do some comedy, which I've been known to do occasionally. I'm working on a bit of it's kind of like you might be a redneck but it's more like, you're a city boy when you pronounce it border collie instead of collie, that kind of stuff. We're just going to have fun. We're raising funds. We're going to do $5 a head. Most of those funds are going to our operational costs, so we can do some outdoor concerts, like with an FM transmitter, which is what we did back in March. So grandma and grandpa and mom and dad can show up in their car, and if they don't want to get out, they can still listen. We've got some amazing talent lined up, and then I'm about to launch a podcast. See, I told you I had too much to tell you about.
That's good.
So I'm about to launch 99.9 Coal FM, where Albertans' voices are heard. Okay. It is a mock radio station. I used to, in my 20s, I worked in a bunch of radio stations across, basically from Manitoba to BC, a lot of times here in Calgary and area. So it's like a real radio station with real tunes. But in between the tunes, instead of some annoying guy who tells you what you just heard, and even, that guy, it's recordings of Albertans. I've already got a whole bunch saying why they're opposed to open pit mountaintop removal coal mining on the eastern slopes of the Rockies. And so there's a lot of passionate people who have an opportunity to be heard. We're also going to have some interviews. I've got one lined up with a guy named John Scott, who has worked on every major Hollywood movie here since Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. He's the guy that they go to when, Brad Pitt needs to ride a moose, right? They're like, okay, who's got a moose? And John's like, I got a moose for you. And he's gonna be one of my first interviews, along with many others. It's a good thing I got fired from my job on Tuesday, because I got too much else to do. But please, Water Not Coal, I'm gonna shut up soon. .ca, buy a t-shirt. It's a good looking shirt, and if you want a different color, we'll charge you $30 and get it for you. But these, that's our first fundraiser. Actually, one more thing. Can I say one more thing?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay. If you go to mountainsnotmines.ca, kind of our sister site, run by my friend Sandra Mills, who does amazing cartoons. Smills Draws on Instagram. You got to check it out. We're doing a coloring contest. You can mail these to Kenny, our premier. You remember him from the Trailer Park Boys, Jason, or Jason Nixon, probably related to Tricky Dick, or Sonia Savage. And then, so the kids can color it, but this is like open to all ages. You can color them. Original entry deadline was today, but because of the comedeorological forecast, we're extending it until Monday night because we think there's going to be a lot of people who can, hang out with the kids at home or, partake in their favorite substance and color it and write a message to the premier, mail it off. And we've got $100 gift certificate for Fishtails Fly Fishing Shop. We're giving away some signed copies of the world famous Jim McLennan books. He actually signed these. It's actually got a card in here if you want to contact him for some personal fly fishing lessons. Anyway, we're going all out because this aggression will not stand. That's all.
Oh, that's amazing. If I color one of those things, I'd probably put something to Kenny there, like something. I'd probably write something that would be more fit for Trailer Park Boys and not fit to say on the radio, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I totally do. I had to censor myself there too. If you'd seen I sent it in a month ago. As soon as we launched the contest, I stayed up one night and just colored. It was actually really therapeutic. Nobody other than Kenny's office will ever see the message on the back, but believe you me, it was more suited out of Julian's mouth or Bubbles than mine.
I remember this one time I was in Vancouver when I used to work at Co-op Radio, and I guess my show is back on Co-op Radio, which is just sidestep. What's pretty cool is my old show, Sound Resistance, is on at 10:30 to noon on CFRO, and now the Comedeorological Report comes on at noon on Mondays. So my old show and the new show are together, right? So now I forget what I was going to say because I just had to say that. Oh, so I was outside CFRO talking to a friend, rest in peace. Way down the street, we seen this sort of guy in a suit in a wheelchair. I said, I think that's the mayor, Sammy Sullivan. And he said, no, that's not Sammy Sullivan. And no, I'm pretty sure it is. And we must have hummed and hawed like this for a good couple minutes, 3 or 4 minutes. Like, well, look, he's got a suit on. He's in a wheelchair. Yeah, but why would he be down here all by himself? Well, I don't know. And finally I said, look, I'll figure this out. And I just yelled out, hey, Sammy Sullivan. And when he looked over, I yelled, go F yourself. And then he shook his fist at me. And I said, that's Sammy Sullivan. And that's how we figured it out. True stories. From the downtown east side. You never know who's going to show up down there, I guess. Hey, Ronnie, could be anybody anytime. Speaking of who's going to show up, our friend Brandon Hames has shown up from Quesnel. And tell us about your weather this week, Brandon. I'm not in Wells to see it.
Well, neither am I. From what I understand, they're supposed to get rain or maybe snow, I heard.
There's been some of that, eh? What did you see personally this week, though?
Sun for me, mostly. Like a little bit of rain showers. Not too much of that.
I always it always looks like you're like in a prison cell in that. So when you say I saw some sun, I'm like happy.
Yeah.
Happy to hear that.
That's going to be my running theme now. It's Brandon in the prison.
Okay. How's the weather in prison, Brandon?
Yeah. Damp and a lot of spiders.
There's blood all over the wall and vomit. And speaking of other people who just showed up, Gabriel.
Me.
Gabriel Berardo.
Yeah,
GBB.
yeah,
Yeah, that's you. Remember?
Yeah, guys. I got a nice fresh haircut. As you guys can see.
Haircut. We got to tell the listeners, he's got a haircut that's like really nice.
Gabriel, you are looking fly, may I say. You are looking
man.
fly.
Always looking fly, man, right? Like the suit's always fresh, kind of, and like my hair's fresh today, right? Why my face might look a bit, smaller than it usually does. Because, well, yes, I have less hair and I have more hair on the top now. So now I can fix it better without all those curly whirlies in the hair that twist up and it gets so messed up. And also now, speaking of that too, guys.
It's like a dark curly vanilla
when
ice
I'm outside,
my hair
gets dry, right? And it's been hot here in Ontario. It's been freaking hot here in Ontario, guys. I mean, hot guys has into the high 20s, guys. Feeling into the mid 30s, and it has been sunny, hot here in Ontario. We're actually in a drought, I think, now, which is of course where my front lawn is all dried up, kind of. But yes, guys, we are of course watching the risk for some storms here in Ontario, possibly this weekend, heading into next week, which of course I'll be watching, right? But it's very isolated. So like everybody's not going to be, out of the drought. So is my hair too. I mean, my hair is not out of this drought yet too. It's all dry. That is of course why I use some nice soap in the shower so I could really, get it to be smooth. As of right now, it's all dry.
He's got the humidity
yeah.
making his hair go crazy.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
it. I don't really brush it like Gabriel does, though.
Oh yeah, man. I could tell. No,
'Cause
no, I'm just joking.
I'm just,
I'm just joking.
well, no, you're right. You're 100%. There's no, you don't have to hold back, Gabriel. I know the deal. I know my hair looks like, well, I don't know what it looks like, but it looks like a moat, like my head's the water, but my hair is like the land
Nah,
in
man. Like
between the moat.
you look like you're living in the caves. I don't know. You look like living
Yeah.
in the caves. I don't know.
That's what I'm going for. There's
Living in
caves in San Antonio. I like everybody has nice hair though.
I don't.
Yeah, man.
Come
Yeah,
on now.
man.
I would kill for all of your hair. I would kill all of you.
No, you
Yeah,
I
wouldn't.
I
just
mean,
glue your
look.
hair up here.
I got it from my mom. My mom gave me my hair. She has longer hair than I do.
Your
and,
mom gave me it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Gave you. Yeah. Oh, okay,
Genetically,
that's what you meant.
genetically, I inherited the hair from my mom. But
This is why I don't wash it, because it just goes to my head.
Yeah.
Look at this
It's
stuff.
like you kind of look like you got the whole Ryan Adams thing going for you, Joey.
Right.
Yeah,
Is that a
mean, look.
compliment? Thank you. I think
I just thought of the random indie white.
it's really hard to
dude.
do your hair when looking at
You look
yourself
at,
in
like,
reverse on a
Brandon
screen.
has some nice hair too. Brandon.
Yeah.
What?
Brandon
No, you
has some
don't.
nice
Hey,
hair
what,
too.
what are you talking about?
What about
It's nothing.
Hawk? Hawk
Oh,
has
yeah.
long hair
This
too.
hair.
Brandon.
Anyway, like Brandon's looking fresh. Frankie's also looking nice and fresh too. He got like that one
I think it's
little
funny because
triangle
Trey and
and then it
Brandon's
goes like that
faces are
thing.
Trey and Brandon Houck's faces are like
Yeah.
above each other in my picture, and it looks like your cousins or
Ronnie
something.
too, man. That beard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doing this. I have a new project called mutual knowledge, and I try to find complete strangers and see if I can trace it back to like if we're related in some way. Like I would ask them, do you know this person? And they say no, so I just keep asking if they know the person until I come across somebody they know that I know.
What's the secret of your hair, Houck?
Secret of my hair, I don't do anything. That's the secret.
Nice. That's why I like to wear the same pants every day. You just know where your keys are.
Do you do that too, Joey? You wear the same pants?
Most men do.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I've heard.
man.
Guilty. Guilty.
Absolutely.
I put
We're
pants
all,
on for the first
You go
time
two
today.
pairs, the rest are a waste.
We're all alpha men, so we all work hard and do manual labor, I'd imagine. So we all wear the same pants when we go on when we go to construction sites, right? When we're running some dirt or fighting the coal industry.
I got pretty soft hands. I'm not that manual labor. I could if I had to for the money,
Yeah,
but yeah, the calluses are from the guitar, not from anything else.
that's
Mine
pretty
are
cool.
pine gum and chainsaw grease. That just is like
Right.
stained into my hands. It doesn't come out. Frankie, what's the best kind of pants?
I like the black pants and things like that.
Ooh, nice.
wise,
Black
Frank.
All
pants.
about the black pants, dude. The gray
And I
pants.
wear a blue t-shirt and things like that and a black t-shirt. And I got the Canada shirt.
That's the iconic Canada shirt. He actually wore that shirt at the Joe Biden inauguration. Remember, Frankie?
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah, Frankie was there. I
That
don't
was
know
one of
how
our
he
famous
got
photos
there.
for our
Somebody
show.
did a
They had really
Photoshop.
good seats.
Somebody did a Photoshop.
You could have fooled me. I thought you were there with Joe.
Joe Biden wishes you were there.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that
Yeah,
would
that's
make
true.
him a lot more likable.
Anyone got a question
Rest
for
in
Frankie?
peace
I
to
don't think we
Rachel.
let Gabriel finish actually coming back. We got sidetracked
Yeah,
with his
yeah.
awesome hair. That's the problem with looking so good is, hey, it's better to look good than feel good, I always say. Anyways,
yeah.
Gabriel, what kind of weather stories you been tracking?
Well, weather stories here in Ontario. We looks like man, we haven't had, rain in like a long time. I'm telling you that right now. So, what I've been tracking is the heat and all the moisture here in Ontario. And well, I'm like, look, man, it's just been dry throughout, right? I've been tracking no storms and everything like that. They've been all dry, humid outside. Oh yeah, my actually mother's house doesn't have any AC in it. So it's like we have to still get that. So now our house is sitting at 27 degrees Celsius inside the house
That's
while I'm sleeping at night. And like in my skin, like, oh man, it's
That's
a
hot,
sticky
right?
feeling. I mean, it's
That's one of the
hot.
reasons
Yes, hot in
didn't miss
Celsius. It's
Ontario
like,
once I was gone.
What's
yes,
I just thought that's the way
27
the
to-
world was, that you suffered at night in your bed.
What's 27 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit?
Close to
probably
90,
in
I
like
suppose.
the 80s. Yeah, right. I'm like the mid 80s, I think, kind of right. The mid 80s, maybe.
Yeah, the mid 80s.
Dew points. Yeah.
I need a jacket for the mid 80s, to be honest with you.
What is 90 Fahrenheit and Celsius, Frankie?
Fahrenheit and Celsius. Fahrenheit's an ampere system. Celsius is a metric system.
What's the conversion? What's 90 Fahrenheit?
That's over 30 Celsius.
Yeah, there you
32
go.
Fahrenheit,
that's-
that's 0 Celsius.
Yeah. So it's probably at the mid 80s, I think I would say.
It's ungodly. It's what it is. If somebody wants to know what 80 or 90 degrees is in Celsius, it's ungodly. Let's just go.
Why 32? Why did they pick that for freezing? Like, it's just some random number. It's
I
like the
think
guy
that-
liked 32.
Yeah, I know.
No, I think
I don't know, man.
the creator of ice was like he was taking a test for like math and he got like a 32 on it and he was like, boy, I'm not very good when it comes to math. Some would say I go cold when doing math problems, so let's make the freezing temperatures 32 degrees.
So that's how it happened.
That's fact right there. That's
the
fact.
guy who invented ice decided.
The creator? Who are we
Yeah,
talking about?
I think God. Or, I don't know. Zeus.
God invented ice?
I think so. I think God invented ice.
God invented
Talking about
ice.
ice, water, or ice the drug?
I invented ice. I got the drip. What are you talking about? Look at this. I invented
that's
ice, bro.
pretty
Get out of here.
funny,
I
Well,
invented
you
Gabriel.
remember that at the
Yeah,
very beginning of the
Gabriel.
Bible, it says, "In the beginning,
They
there
call
was
me
ice."
Elsa.
Yeah,
I seem to recall
that's
that,
what-
and it was good.
That's what
Elsa.
That's what John said.
Elsa, calm down.
I will
We
not
got
let
to
you
hear
go.
Gabriel rhyme today, or am I just wishful thinking?
Oh.
Why did they pick 32 to be freezing? What's the relevance of 32? The significance of it?
That's 0 Celsius, that's 32 Fahrenheit.
Why did they pick that number? Doesn't make any sense. Also,
Because
the worst
emperor
thing in the
and
world happened.
Metric are two different things.
The worst thing in the world happened. The Leafs did lose to Montreal, and this is
Yeah,
after.
man. I was watching.
This is after Corey Perry tried to kill Captain John Tavares 10 minutes into the game. And Toronto captain John Tavares was carted off the ice on a stretcher, tied down. He did raise his hand, but the Battle of Canada, battling hockey teams, battling the weather, battling
Go
hair.
Oilers!
Yeah,
Well,
battling hair.
Ryan
Are they-
Blomfield's an Oilers fan, and he's in the same disappointment boat.
I
because,
grew up in Calgary. I gave up on the Flames years ago, so I got nothing else.
That's Hawk's favorite team, the Flames.
What's your team doing right now, Frankie?
They're done for the season. They played last Wednesday.
They did. They
Oh.
played like a COVID makeup game, right, Frankie?
The Ottawa Senators, they finished their regular season last week.
You remember when they made the Stanley Cup last, Frankie? What year was it? Was it like 95?
2007.
Oh yeah.
They made the Stanley Cup Finals in 2007, but lost to the other team called Anaheim Ducks in 2016-2017 season. The Ottawa Senators made it to the conference finals against Pittsburgh Penguins and Sidney Crosby.
Yeah.
Calgary went 7 games against Carolina, and it was close. Or not
Calgary
Carolina,
went to
sorry,
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
They went 7 games and should have won that series. They were ripped
that was-
off by a bad referee call late in the game, as far as I'm concerned. So that was close. Then Edmonton went 7 games against Carolina, the next Stanley Cup final.
That was
And then
with the
Ottawa just
Andrew
got
Ladd.
stomped.
Yeah.
We thought it was going to be even close. No, like the Ducks just stomped them. And on that Ottawa team was Jason Spezza, who's one of my favorite Leafs, who played for the Belleville Bulls OHL team, our local OHL team where I grew up, about an hour north of Belleville.
Was that Hurricanes team the team with Andrew Ladd? Andrew Ladd was on that Hurricanes team, right?
He was on
Might
that
have been,
Hurricanes
yeah.
team, yep, and
Yeah.
went on to be the captain of the Winnipeg Jets, who happened to beat the Edmonton Oilers last night.
And,
Eric
and won
Stahl
the
was in
Canucks
that
against
team,
Bruins
and he
2011.
got a point tonight. Sorry, Frankie?
Boston won against Canucks in 2011 because of Tim Thomas.
Yeah, Tim Thomas.
Yeah.
Vancouver's still playing this week. Can I just say that at least they've been playing this week? You know,
They
was
played
weird.
yesterday. They're done for the season now.
Remember,
Yeah, they're
remember
done.
when
What was that, Brandon?
Vancouver?
These weird games that happened after.
Then
I think
after,
they're
then a
just-
year later, Los Angeles played against the New Jersey Devils, but Los Angeles won. In 2014, Los Angeles won again against the Rangers.
Right.
Right.
Brandon, how
Yeah.
do you follow the Flames? What happened with this Flames weird Flames Canucks? What was that about? Tell people.
I think we had some COVID cases on the Vancouver team, so we had to miss some games. So we have to make them up last week or this week. So I think that's what they did, even though we're out of the playoffs.
Wouldn't
Love
you
of
just
the
hate
game.
that being a player?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny.
The playoffs have
funny.
already started.
Yeah, that's really.
Oh, we still got to play 4 more games.
It's really
Yeah, it's like-
humiliating. They could have just waited till the season was over. Anyways, speaking of the Calgary Flames, I had a really weird dream one time that like I invested like $10,000 into Bitcoin in like 2010, and then I woke up like in the dream. I woke up and it was another dream that I cashed in the $10,000 worth of Bitcoin, and I bought the Calgary Flames with my winnings.
Well, you could actually probably pick them up for that amount of money
That's
right now.
realistic. That's not a dream. That's
You
they're
absolutely could.
Yeah.
You absolutely could probably talk
fact,
to their
they'll-
owners right now and give
Yeah,
them
they'll
that
take a layaway
$1,000
plan on that. You don't have to put it all up front.
So long as you take the building with the team.
Yeah, they don't like their arena up there, huh?
I
don't
love
like
the Saddle Dome. They got the best heroin beer of all the whole league.
Isn't that where
Oh, yeah.
the guys ride on the horses and
The
the
Stampede?
That's the
Yeah.
Stampede.
That's at the
game.
corral
That's
across,
football.
or yeah, the grandstand across from the. They don't do it in the Saddle Dome, no.
They should.
They do
They
it on
should.
top of it.
In the new arena, they should.
Hey,
Yeah.
do you ride horses, Hawk? Have you ever
Houck,
rode a
no,
horse?
I haven't ridden a horse in probably 18 years or so.
Would you say Calgary has some similarities to Texas?
Oh hell yeah!
Oh yeah.
I actually
Houston
I
North.
call Alberta,
Yep.
Alberta, Texas often.
Well, hold on though. But it's not all Texas.
Alberta, Texas.
Alberta is a hybrid. I used to travel for work in the States all the time, and people would be like, I'd say I was from Calgary, and they would either remember the '88 Olympics or the Calgary Stampede, or they didn't know where it was, which happened a lot too. And so if they didn't know where it was, we're Calgary now, where now? And I'd say, well, it's a couple of hours north of Montana, and they'd still go, where now?
Where's
Like-
Montana?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I didn't know where
Oh, yeah.
Montana
And
is.
so, and then I would always say, well, if you ever get there, it's beautiful. It's like a hybrid between Dallas and Denver. Lots of cowboys, oil, steak, hippies, skiers, people who like to get up into the mountains. We're basically Denver and Dallas had a love child.
Also KD Lang, I think, is from Alberta.
Love Katie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me too.
I love her.
KD Lang. She's an
Fucking Tom
institution.
loved her.
Amazing.
2 Canadian
I actually had a-
institutions, KD Lang and KD.
Wait, KD's not a Canadian thing, is it?
It
Yeah,
absolutely is.
I didn't know that. Hold on, can we go back to
100%.
can we go back to KD Lang for a second?
And so is ketchup. That's worth eating.
That's cats up to you. Get it right. Can I tell my Katie Lang story? Yeah. Okay. So I had a close encounter with Katie Lang in the organic grocery store in downtown Calgary about 4 years ago. No, more than that, 5 or 6. So picture it. I'm just looking at the shallots and the onions, and I look up, and there's how you can feel somebody a little close to you, like elbow to elbow. And I look up, and there's Katie Lang, and I just kind of go, "Are you?" And she goes, "Yeah." And she gets really nervous and she shuffles away. And I'm like, oh, like I've had a lot of, fudge. I've had a lot of, more than the average bear. I've met a lot of rock stars and musicians and movie stars and stuff. And I've learned, no, that's not what I mean. But I've learned a long time ago, just, be humble and don't spook them. Right. So I felt really bad because I spooked Katie Lang and the Community Natural Foods. I was just like, as she kind of shuffled away, I was like, I just think you're really great. You're amazing. Keep doing what you do. And then I moved over. I was looking at the fridge full of nuts. I don't know why they put the nuts in the fridge, but I was looking at the fridge full of nuts, and I'm looking at the, whatever
Organic
it was,
nuts.
probably Brazil nuts, because I really like those. And she passes behind me very quietly. She says, "Thank you very much. I hope you have a great day." And I was like, "You too." it was like I spooked her because she didn't know. Like I might be that guy who's like, aren't you Lebanese or something? You know, like that ignorant guy.
Yeah,
And instead I was just
hate
like,
those people.
yeah, so do I. So do I. And they're all over the place, right? And I think the world of Katie
Not in
Lang.
the
I still
organic
remember
store, are they?
she came out of Red Deer playing the Red Deer Hotel.
And even in the organic stores,
Really?
I already answered my own question.
What?
Anyways, continue.
Yeah, but what did you say? I didn't hear you.
He's talking about the bigots, and he's like they don't.
Oh yeah. Oh.
They're always
They like their organic food, but they don't like brown people. You know.
Yeah.
I guess so. It's Alberta. You never know.
I don't know.
I always called the Peace Country Albertish Columbia. Albertish Columbia.
Wow.
I thought I was pretty funny when I came up with that one. I wasn't.
Well, I know that I'm getting
Meteorological report. I'm Joey Only here with Frankie MacDonald and Trey Campbell in Texas, Brandon Haynes in Quesnel, Brandon Houck in Alberta, Brooks, Alberta, Ronnie Grigg's down in Vancouver, Ryan Blomfield's over in Claresholm, Alberta, Joe Stover's up in Churchill, Manitoba, Gabriel's in the GTA, Ontario area. We're coming close to the end of the show. Yeah, it's going to be so exciting. Everything's just so exciting.
iPhone is recharging, but her iPhone is about to die. She couldn't make it.
Okay, we'll bring it on next time.
Rest in peace, Rachel.
Also, somebody have asked me if I was going to rap something.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I was actually just gonna get Joey to show a video, but if you can't show it, then it's all good. But I have like a little rap that I did.
And a lot of life, not when those cases start to us. That's
Yeah, I was glitching a lot.
Glitching, but I love that beginning.
Want to get a haircut and head to the hair salon, but it's closed. I could get caught right down my car, right down the road. Now on these stores up close for the pose that don't even know. You know what, man? Cause we go, but never said anything true though. Now, yes, if I walk outside, I'm like, what's the point? Cause I could get smoked up just like a motherfucking joint. I don't understand. Duck forward and just the truth though, like everything's closed. Man, I want to head outside because I am sweating in all of these clothes. Open the water parks, open them all. I do not understand. It's the summer and not the fall. Yeah, open up already. Come on.
Basically, like half of it was glitching, but it's all good. It's all good.
You want to open up Canada, right, Gabriel?
Oh, that kills, man. That's
yeah.
Wait a little longer, and then everyone's going to survive this, and it's going to be good. Just
Hey,
patience.
Gabriel, are you getting the first dose of COVID vaccine this Wednesday coming?
Yes, actually, yes, I am.
Pfizer
You
or
know
Moderna?
it, Frankie. You remember? Well, we don't know yet. I'll actually know when I get there.
We're at the end of our time almost, but David Roy Parsons has showed up in Vancouver. David, did you catch any of that thunderstorm down in Vancouver this week?
Oh yeah, it was nice.
Tell us about it.
Nice and loud. Yeah, really good. Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Well, it started late at night, like around midnight, and it was hot before that. Hasn't been so hot since. Today was sunny and windy and kind of coolish, you know, but sunny at least. And it was a hard downfall that night. And I don't think it's really rained since, but
good to see you, David.
Yeah, you too.
Frankie, what's going on in your life? What do you got planned this week?
That means I went for walks and things like that. And did you hear about that? I'm getting my COVID-19 vaccine, Moderna vaccine on May 25th, 2021.
Nice, Frankie. You're
buddy.
one step closer.
Yeah.
You're one step closer. I
I
got
got
my
Moderna on Monday.
That's
Knocked me out for about 3 hours, and then I was fine.
Yeah,
I just needed a nap.
I got both the Pfizer shots. The first one was okay, but the second one was terrible.
Yeah.
And I felt like I had a really bad sunburn. But I got over it.
I got the AstraZeneca. But
Nice.
the only part I didn't really like is that they put it in my butt.
Oh,
well, that happened.
You fell for that one too, eh?
You didn't like that? That was an option?
was that more?
Hey, Joe, you'll be getting the second dose by another company.
Pardon me?
You'll be getting your second dose of the vaccine soon.
Yeah, I could probably get it anytime I want it. I just don't really know how to where I am right now. I'm not home. I'm 500 kilometers drive from home. I don't have the same connections in the community just to be like, okay, what's going on here? Where can I get my shot?
Well, of course.
But
Yeah.
everybody in Clearwater has already received their first doses of Pfizer, I believe. And so the entire town was basically done. And cases are extremely low in the North Thompson. So it's pretty much smooth sailing in this area.
Yep, and well,
Notable people in Caleb's clone at Prince George.
Yeah.
I'm about an hour and a half north of Kamloops here, yeah.
Yeah. So, guys, my plan for this weekend is okay, fine. I mean, like it's almost a weekend. I mean, it's it's Friday, and then I have a long weekend actually. So I have Monday off and everything like that, right? So since that the parks and everything are closed, right, and everything, and I can't have some fun in pools, I'm actually gonna head to my cousin's house and we'll have fun in theirs because like theirs is theirs, right? It's not owned by Ford. It's not owned by anybody. It's their land. Like they get the pool. I get the pool too. I get to have some fun and everything. All right. I'm like, all right. So like, look, that will be fun. And since it will be on a Saturday, shout out to Joey because I will be watching the Leafs game on with them.
From the band Temptress, we're all getting together on Saturday for campfire. You can listen to our show if you go to my YouTube, Joey Only, Caribou Weather Dude. So please subscribe. I've only got like 550 subscribers, and that's nothing compared to Frankie's 264,000. Frankie, how do they find you on the
I got
internet?
265,000 subscribers right now. Woo! My YouTube channel now has 265,000 subscribers. I just did a shout out to Bitcoin.
Hopefully that.
He's good. That's why Bitcoin's doing so well is because Frankie's pumping its tires.
Right on. What's your social media, Frankie?
My Twitter is @Frankie McD. My Facebook is Frankie MacDonald and Frankie MacDonald fan page with blue check mark. And my clapper is Frankie MacDonald 984. My TikTok is Frankie MacDonald 984. My Twitch is Frankie MacDonald 984. Instagram is Frankie McD 984. My LinkedIn is Frankie MacDonald. My Snapchat is Frankie MacDon. My YouTube channel is Dogs and Wolves.
And I'm Joey Only. You're listening to the Comedeorological Report on CFUR 88.7 FM in Prince George, on CKUW 95.9 FM in Winnipeg, and CFRO 100.5 in Vancouver. We'll see you next week. Do tune in and keep with us, and stay dry, stay warm, enjoy spring, whatever that brings. The Battle of Canada, Part 2. Bye, everyone.
Best
Thanks
of
for
luck.
coming
Yeah,
on.
I'm Frankie MacDonald. You're listening to the Caribou Weather Dude.
We'll see you all next week.
Hey everybody, it's me, Frankie MacDonald. My father, Frankie MacDonald's a really great guy. You guys had to start promoting my father's songs on SoundCloud. His SoundCloud is Mystic Miss. You guys had to start promoting my father, Frankie MacDonald's songs. You're going to start promoting my father's songs nonstop. You guys got to start listening to my father's songs. His name is Frankie MacDonald. He lives in Halifax, Nova Scotia. You got to start listening to his songs and things like that. My father, Frankie MacDonald's a really, really, really nice guy. He's a really nice guy. You got to start making my people listen to my father's songs. He's a great musician. He does really, really well playing guitar and things like that. I want everyone to listen to my father's latest song on SoundCloud. You got to start promoting my father's songs on SoundCloud. My father's a really great guy, Frankie MacDonald. He's in Halifax, Nova Scotia. You got to start promoting my father's songs nonstop on SoundCloud. You got to start promoting my father's SoundCloud, Mystic Mist. You got to start promoting my father's SoundCloud songs too. You guys got to start listening to my father's latest songs. I'm Frankie MacDonald.
This is Frankie MacDonald, my own TV station live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. State of New York is getting about 20 to 30 plus centimeters of snow on Saturday, December the 14th, 2013. It's going to bring a lot of snow in the upstate of New York, especially around Buffalo, and all those places in New York as well. Getting it, 20 to 30 plus, getting it, 20 to 30 plus centimeters of snow as well. No. Big going state of New York, 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 New York. Because it's going to be a lot of snow.
North,